Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and a real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also get in touch with me. And if you lend your friend and your family your hard-earned cash and you cannot get it back, you know, they're giving you the run around and they're feeling, well, you know, you need this money and I have better use of it. Once you have an agreement with them, feel free to get in touch with Real Talk Debt Collection Department and we will be glad to assist you in getting back your hard-earned cash. So now, viewers, I want to say a special good night to you on our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali page. Remember to like and share the page. Tell your friends, tell your family who do not know about Real Talk. Tell them Real Talk with Saieed Ali is the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago, where we give you the opportunity to call in our studio from 7 to 8 p.m. 238-6716 to voice your complaint, to raise your issues of what is taking place in our beautiful country of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, those of you on YouTube, subscribe, TT Real Talk, hit the bell and you would know when we go live. So viewers, as we start off tonight, I want to remind you about the Rape Crisis Rehabilitation Center that we want to build in Trinidad and Tobago. I am asking you to contribute. Now we have some nice prizes for you. Now keep in mind, this is not a gamble. You're not gambling. You are contributing towards a cause. What's the cause? It's to build a rape crisis center, a rehabilitation center for rape victims in Trinidad and Tobago. This is what you are contributing to. And in contributing to this, I have decided to give away cars. To give away some cars. Trips to Tobago, all inclusive for the weekend. Jewelry for the loved ones, if you're lucky. So if you contribute 1,500 and over, viewers, you have the opportunity to win a beautiful car. A beautiful car. This is one of many cars that we will be giving out. Now, if you contribute from 1,000 to 1,500, you can win an all-inclusive trip to Tobago for the couple, whether the boyfriend and the girlfriend, the husband and wife, or even the grandmother and the grandfather. And if you can't match up with the 1,000 and over, and you want to contribute at 500, between 500 to 1,000, it's not a problem. We have a lovely jet bead and gold set, you know, the chain, the earrings, and the handband. There are prizes to give away. Keep in mind, viewers, you all are not gambling. You all are not gambling. Because of the fact that you are contributing to this drive for us to raise funds to build this rehabilitation center for rape victims, I have decided to give back to you. I have decided. So now, viewers, that video that you are seeing on screen, the animated, is the landscape to the back of the building. That is how it would look. That is just part of the landscape you are seeing. We still have, we are designing an orchard. I have someone that is doing a 3D animated design of the building. Of the building. So you would see exactly how it would look when it is completed. And for those of you who understand what Real Talk is about, and for those of you who understand our fundraising event, what it is all about, feel free to contribute. Feel free to contribute. It doesn't matter if you're out of Trinidad, you want to send money for this fundraising project, it's not a problem. You can get in touch with me at 1-868-339-1670, or you can call my office at 1-868-238-6716. That is 1-868-238-6716. That is my office. From 10 to 5, you can get in touch with us, or you can even call me on my cell phone at 1-868-339-1670. 1670. So viewers, I'm encouraging you, like I said, you never know. You never know when you or your loved ones could end up being a victim of rape. Now, this building is one of a kind in Trinidad and Tobago. It's one of a kind. This is not a workshop where you could just go in and pay for your counseling an hour, 2 hours, and after you go back home in a lonely room where everybody leave you. No, it is not that. It is a building when the incident happened to you and the police get involved and the medical team, the hospital, the health centers get involved and you are raped. You can go home after, pack clothes for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you can come to the center. This is our aim. It's a building this center, and this is the purpose of it. You know, some of you all might think it's a joke, but when the incident happened to your loved one, then you just realize how serious it is. And for victims who have been through this ordeal, they will tell you, and you will understand from them how serious it is. Human beings, our lives are being shattered. Their lives are being shattered because of this. So viewers, feel free to contribute. Feel free to contribute. Like I said, I have already provided the land. I have already provided the land. It's not like we have to go and buy land. The land is there. I spent my money and I bought the land. So the land is there. All we need to raise is $10 million to start and finish the structure. Now it might sound like plenty. But if 7,000 people contribute 1,500, we would reach there. Thus far, we have, for probably about a week and a half now, we have collected about $32,000. And like I said, it's the females them who are they contributing. It's the female. 2 business person contributed. 2 business person contributed. 2 business. They have contributed 1,500 each. I'm not going to call the name of the business, but I do want to say thank you for contributing. They have wives, they have daughters, they have sisters, they have grandmothers. So I do thank you for contributing. 99.9% of the contribution thus far to reach the 31,000 that we have reached in about a week and a half. It is females who are working. It is females because they understand how important it is. Where's the big corporated community? Where's the woman in high society? They're not immune. I am telling you, you are not immune. It could happen to you anyway. Remember for Carnival, a woman left Japan, China, came down to Trinidad, she was raped and murdered. Did she look for that? No. There's some hungry dog outside here. Feel free to call me and make a contribution. It is needed. I am not begging for me. My living standard, very few people could match it. Very few people. I am not begging for me. I am asking you to contribute to build a center for the males and the females who are victims of rape in Trinidad. In Trinidad. And like I said, I am also expecting individuals from outside of Trinidad and Tobago to partake in this center also. So as we start off tonight, chaos in Trinidad. Chaos in the capital city as cause of residents from Morva, Beetham Garden, Silots, and Belmont staged protest action. The residents continue to protest over the killing of 3 men from Morva on Saturday. So our pause right there. Over the killing. They said police killed 3 individuals. What about the police officer who was killed on Saturday? Is there any protest for him? Is there any protest for that police officer who was shot? But we're protesting for 3 individuals who were killed by bandits, by police. So just say, now, what about if these 3 individuals were bandits? Members of the country's defense force had to be called out to assist the TTPS. The Office of the Attorney General was also shot in the melee. The protest action created a gridlock of traffic in and around the capital city. In an almost immediate response, National Security Minister Stuart Young condemned the action. You see, nobody protested for the police officer that was shot. Nobody. Every morning, he would get up and get dressed and go out, put his life in the line of duty and go out to protect citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. But nobody ain't saying nothing about that. Nobody. Nobody ain't saying anything about that. So listen to this. National Security Minister Stuart Young said, Police Complaint Authority has started its investigation into Saturday's incident.
Complaints Authority has in fact launched an investigation. I have spoken to Mr. West and he has given me that assurance. So the first issue that I'd like to address is that we are aware that there was this incident in Mova where 3 persons lost their lives at the hands of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. We do not have all of the facts. We've seen what is circulating, meaning the video, and the 2 bodies that are charged with the responsibility to investigate incidents such as this, the police service as well as the Police Complaints Authority, which is an independent body, have commenced investigations.
Come on. He said the criminal elements are using the opportunity to create an illegal disturbance.
This is not what we expect of our law-abiding citizens. I understand persons being emotional, etc. But what is very disturbing is that these obviously orchestrated attempts that are now spreading are just that. The information that has come to hand is that these are being orchestrated. Persons on the ground have personally contacted me to say money is being paid to persons to go out and to create disturbance.
Minister Young confirmed that the members of the protective service were out to ensure the safety of citizens.
The Defence Force are going to provide full support to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and we are going to protect all of our law-abiding citizens, regardless of where you are. I am denouncing, I'm condemning the criminal elements who are using the opportunity. And one asks the question, who is it that is stirring up the criminal elements to use this opportunity as well?
I want to know who is paying who to create a bacchanal. How did that information reach to the ears of the Minister of National Security while the police complaint is now launching an investigation? So my thing is now, if the information reaches to the ears of the Minister of National Security saying that people are paying to cause the uproar. Listen to this, eh? Listen to this carefully, eh? He said people are paying to cause the uproar. So why didn't he come out and make a statement whether the police was guilty or not? Because I am definitely sure he could probably make that allegation like that. Because if information comes to you like that, with people paying, well, I am definitely sure by that, you know if the police and them innocent or guilty. You see, there's a tactic with everything, you know. One thing, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, I will tell you something, from ministerial level, come straight down to the poor man. You cannot fool me with intelligence. That is one thing you cannot fool Saieed Ali with. You can't. It doesn't matter how you spin the ball, you can't. But I ain't blaming nobody, you know. I ain't blaming nobody. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Listen, I couldn't be more in agreement with you.
Thank you.
How could you have a bus running from Port of Spain with 40 or 50 people? People on the beach, people in the water, on the river. But you telling me I can't run my bar. What's going on? Could you give me an answer?
Thank you. I understand what you're saying, caller. I understand. Because when the bar open, there is a gathering of mass crowd. Just as when the beach open, there is also a gathering of mass crowd. I understand what you're saying. So hear this now. National Security Minister Stuart Young said the police complaint has started its investigation into the matter Saturday. Now that is Saturday incident. They started the investigation. But I am sure just how news come to you that somebody's paying to stir it up. You must know if the police innocent or not. Now if they're innocent, we would stand with them. We would stand with them. But if they are not, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I want to let you understand something. What happened in the U.S. happened in the U.S. Don't bring it in Trinidad. What happened in Trinidad, we will deal with it in Trinidad. I want to let you understand that. For some protesters, do not let the protests turn into a violent act where you're breaking open the stores and looting. If you want to have a peaceful protest, keep a peaceful protest. Don't do like the U.S. where bystanders and supporters end up being killed and end up being injured, and some lose everything they had. Business people had to close down and they lost. Don't do that, because I will tell you something. There are a lot of individuals out there who are using live feed to run it on Facebook. And if you are caught looting in a building, there is footage, so you could be charged. I'm letting all you know that. There will be video footage of people breaking open the stores, and you could be charged. Nobody has put yourself in that position because of you. Caller, good night.
Good evening, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, my dear.
Speaking about in relation to the bar issue, coming away from the beach a little bit, let's talk about weddings. When you're having a wedding, don't you drink and dance together and stuff? So what is the big difference between the wedding and the bar? Who are making these decisions? Children?
Well said, well said. You see, between the bars and the beach, there's no difference. One is the beach you're going to cook, the other is the bar you're going to drink and have a nice time. Either way you're gathering. Either way. But you just have to be careful. Like I said, the Ministry of Health said, well, the PM said 25% in a bar. 25% crowd. But if you pull a table with 10 people, and you put a next table with another 10 people, and you put another table with another 10 people, you would get through. You would get through. Don't think that you would not get through. You would get through. I'm using them words, not mine. It's them words I'm using. So listen to this now. Meanwhile, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service was placed on red alert in the light of protest action. National Security Minister Stuart Young made the announcement at today's media briefing. Young said the police are functioning with full support from the government. Despite the minister's calls for peace and calm within the Port of Spain area, protesters have spread it throughout other parts of Trinidad, including reports incident taking place in Maloney, Samaru Village, Old Town Road in Arima, Corinth, and Barataria. So viewers, throughout Trinidad now, people have begun protesting for the same Saturday killing of the 3 individuals by police. But what about the police officer who was killed, I believe, it's Saturday also? Nobody am protesting for him. Nobody am protesting for him. How many of us in Trinidad and Tobago know the 3 individuals who were gunned down? How many of us? Look where it reached today. Protesters are shooting at police. They are firing weapons at TTPS officer. Look at that. Look at that. Little do they know, each one of them could be charged for obstruction. Simple as that. Simple as that. And if the police officer have any individual into custody, they can also be charged for obstructing an officer from carrying out his duty. And you know what you're getting? You're getting a red marking on your certificate of character. It's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. You wanted a peaceful protest, but what it turned out into? What did it turn out into? A beaten woman who was reported shot by police during Tuesday morning protest have died. Now this is according to report. 30-year-old Onila Greaves died while undergoing treatment at the Port of Spain General Hospital. Beetham resident told reporters that Greaves had been shot earlier and was one of 3 persons allegedly shot by police. A video circulating on social media of the shooting is being verified by police. Police told members of the media that they had received information that a woman had been shot and they were verifying that information. News of her death sparked further protests in the Beetham area. According to reports, the residents blocked the road and started a fire in full view of the police officers. So viewers, I want to hear what you have to say concerning this. How would you address this? How would you deal with this? How do we go about this? Businesses is closed. For how long in Port of Spain? We don't know. We don't know. How would we go about dealing with this? Now, keep in mind, we are now coming out from I must say, a 3-month recession. Because that 3 months left us broke. So moving along now. Ford Abubakar was taken into police custody for alleged inciting violence. National Security Minister Stuart Young confirmed that the NNV political leader was arrested after being part of the protest, which took place in various parts of Port of Spain on Tuesday. Young said he was arrested and taken to the Benson Street police station. Meanwhile, Imam Yassin Abubakar called for the immediate release of his son. He made a call during a media briefing earlier today.
And if he is there in the capacity of the new national vision and speaking on behalf of the people, he's committing no offense. And so we're asking for an immediate release.
He also urged protesters to avoid fighting with the police.
And therefore I would urge all the protesters, and I want to be very clear and emphatic about what I say. I would urge all the protesters not to be drawn into a firefight with the police. I can't say that enough times, right? Do not let them draw you into this firefight.
The Imam described it as a extrajudicial killing.
It is very, very clear. The evidences are very, very clear that this seems to be an extrajudicial killing. And now they have exacerbated the condition even worse, because I understand that 2 people were killed today. I don't know if you can confirm, but I understand that a woman was shot and that she died, and a man was also shot in the where he died.
Now, viewers, all this protest that is taking place throughout Trinidad and Tobago is because of the shooting that took place. You hear the video? All this protest is taking place because of that shooting. Now, not too long ago, right? This protest sparked in Trinidad because of what you are viewing on television. It fueled the protest, this killing. So now, there are many killings in Trinidad and Tobago. There are many drive-by killings in Trinidad and Tobago. There is a lot of ambush in Trinidad and Tobago where bandits breaking into people's house and shooting them. How come we not protesting for this? Huh? How come we not protesting for this? Why are we not protesting for killing in general? Could somebody say anything? Why are we not protesting for killing in general? Why? Look at that. Look at that. How many of them they knew the individuals and them who were shot? How many? You see, condolences to the family. At the end of the day, a human being is being shot. So from Real Talk Studios to the family of the 3 individuals that were shot, condolences to you. But there have been killings throughout Trinidad and Tobago, and nobody protesting. Nobody. 2-year-old was killed the other day, and her dad. Nobody. We're not protesting. We're not pulling cars in the road. We're not burning tire. We're not protesting. Why? How come? So because there's a police shooting now, Trinidad uproar. Trinidad uproar. Protesters blocking the highway. Debris. Burning tires. Dragging cars in the road. Think about it. You think about it. So because there's a police shooting, Trinidad uproar. Citizens from the north, the south, the east, and the west, they're protesting. When anybody else get killed, how come there is not a protest? How come? And this is what citizens need to understand. Just imagine Corinth and San Fernando protesting for the killing in Port of Spain. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. Corinth, what you're viewing is Corinth. That is Corinth. They have no idea. All they know is protesters taking place and they're blocking their street and they do them thing. And mind you, individuals from Corinth area, they were pelting vehicles while vehicles were passing. While vehicles were passing on their own, going along their merry own way, individuals from the current area were stoning down vehicles. Just imagine that. Eh? And you know, think about this. If one or two gunman was passing, let me say one or two bad boys in a car passing, and you pelt up that car, what do you think going to happen? And them bad boys now going to retaliate for them people who pelting at their vehicle? What about if some unmarked police vehicle was passing now, and all them men in the car, they armed down? What going to take place? And there's innocent people going to get killed? Innocent people going to get killed? People pelting up cars passing, and you pelt up an unmarked vehicle, or you pelt up a bad man car. What are you going to do? And you're going to dead for pelting a stone? You're going to dead for pelting a bottle? This is common sense. This is common sense. All they know is a police killing and everybody uproar. But when a normal man get killed on the street, or a bandit pass and gun him down, or somebody home break open too, and they get shot, you don't hear nothing. Nothing. We don't know what they had in the vehicle. We don't know. But police shoot and they uproar. Just imagine that, eh? Just imagine that. You see, I'm not picking no side, you know. I'm not picking the police side, I'm not picking the protesters side, but I'm showing you some facts and some things to go on. This is what I'm showing you, facts and something to go on. So while you're thinking about that, think about this. Because of the protesting in Port of Spain now and different parts of Trinidad, several businesses in the capital were forced to close. As a result of the protest, police instructed business to close for the day as a tense standoff with police and the soldiers were taking place at various locations. As gunmen were heard, people were seen running in different directions, including inside stores, which then locked their front doors. The protests led to a major gridlock along roads and highways leading to and from East Port of Spain. Residents threw debris on the roadway, causing further chaos. Police also told NP to close its gates as its headquarters of the Beetham Highway. The Ministry of Education was also locked down as a result. Think about it. Think about it. So much killing and nobody protested. Nobody protested. 3 persons get shot by police and Trinidad uproar. Think about it. So as we move on along, a 23-year-old Londonville man have been arrested after assaulting a woman and smashing the windscreen of a police vehicle with his bare hands. Ooh, he's Hulk. Yesterday, officers were on mobile patrol along Enterprise Street, Shoguners, when they were alerted to a fight a short distance away. They arrived at the scene to find a man violently pulling the arm of a young woman. When they intervened, the man allegedly began behaving violently and using obscene language, causing an officer that is back now. causing an officer to use herself as a shield to protect the woman. The man then began smashing the rear windscreen of the police vehicle with his right hand until the glass shattered. He was eventually subdued and taken for medical attention. He now faces 3 counts of assaulting police officer, obscene language, resisting arrest, and damaging a government property. Woo. He's a strong man, right? He's a Hulk man. So let me hear from you viewers, 2386716. What do you think about the protest that sparked today in Trinidad? Caller, good night.
Hello.
Go right ahead.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
Yeah, your program is picking up steam.
Really?
Just like the protesters in Port of Spain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why the police didn't shoot them in the foot. Leave them maimed on the street. They have crippled Trinidad and Tobago. Cripple it. Right? All the methanol plant closed down. The oil price is zero. COVID licked way up.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is what the disgrace is happening in Port of Spain with Trinidadians in this country. No way. They should be put on their foot and thrown down. Do not let the police stand up with their guns out, fold their arms, and hung it up a gun. Use the gun, get the army out. We cannot tolerate this nonsense in this country.
Thank you, my friend. Well said. Well said. Just imagine the police in a crowd trying to keep protesters back and gun shooting at them, you know. Just imagine that. Gun shooting at them. Caller, good night.
Bye, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Good job, good job.
Thank you.
On my only contribution is, how come the United States are protesting for the 3 black people they killed?
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. You see, there are so many things to protest for. So many things. So many killing. So many drive-by shooting. But because of the police officer shoot 3 individuals, it sparked a killing through a protest throughout Trinidad. What happened to all the killings? Just last week or week before, a 2-year-old was gunned down and her dad. Why no protest? How come Beetham didn't ramp up? How come the east of Trinidad didn't ramp up against an innocent 2-year-old? How come? Caller, good night.
Good afternoon, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
Sir, you know what is the saddest part in this whole scenario that is taking place here? Where the Attorney General and the Minister of National Security could come and with this narrative that this thing is politically motivated.
Exactly.
It is so frightening for the ordinary citizen to be in a country like this. That means that all our democracy in this country has been taken away from us.
Thank you.
We would end up in places like how Venezuela and Iran and the street people who oppose the government. As soon as you say something or something happen when the civilians of the country
deal with them
protest against what the government policies are, you name it as a politically motivation, and then you go to look to arrest and put make up charges on political opponents.
True.
So you see that happening in Africa and in Venezuela and in Iran
yes.
and things.
Yes.
And in a democracy like Trinidad and Tobago, this is happening now. The first thing that Stuart Young could have come out from his mouth
is
and
bail.
say that this was politically motivated. And then the Attorney General says that because the
a bullet went through his tower.
wasn't supporting the gun and the bail bill, she is motivating this protest and all kind of thing. It is sickening for the most, and we have to be very careful
Yes.
in Trinidad and Tobago. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. You see, that's the thing. This is the thing. Now, I think I heard the Attorney General saying that because the bullet went through a glass on his building, he's a high target. 5 years they consider you a high target, As a bullet going through the window is a high target. Police and bandits have shootouts. Police and bandits. Bye. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
This thing would never stop, you know. It will continue, it will get worse and it will get worse and worse and worse. And one of the callers bring up a little topic just now. Why they don't call out the army? You notice the army standing by. It will get worse. They need to call out the army to get rid of some of them guys. You know, them guys are going to bite easy. You know, them guys going to bite very hard and they will regret it. They're going to regret it. They're blaming the politicians, not politicians, not the fellas. They are trying to get something done.
Thank you, my friend. No, I'm going to tell you this, They cannot use this as any political agenda. Because a killing sparked this. A killing. Now, there are many killings throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Many killings, but it did not spark anything. What is so special about this? What is so special? Gunman run into people's house and shoot them. No protests. None. Sometimes you have police running on bandits shooting behind police in vehicular chase. No protests. Now a lot of people will get vexed with me for this, but there are no protests. On that incident there that you have seen on screen, gunshots were firing from the opposite side, which is the people on the hill. And there are police officers on the street. Caller, good night.
Hello?
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah, Saeed. What I want to see, right, I heard the caller just now talk about saying about the opposition, they're saying it's a political thing. Why tell Saeed, the man and them trying to pass the bill, and Kamala do not want to think side with them to pass the bill?
True.
And then think, so it must look like it's that we're going on.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Thank you, caller. Because even I myself are pushing for the gun bill. That's something we started on Real Talk, and the AG dig deeper into it. We started that on Real Talk. Let the gun bill pass. No bill for a firearm. Remember they went up in the first, they had a session where they passed it, and now when they come back now to finalize it, the opposition say no. We started that initiative. Real Talk started that. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Go right ahead.
Sorry, didn't we all see something like this coming? This is a surprise to Trinidad and Tobago.
Are you surprised?
I am not. All the seeds have been sown. All the youth out there not working. There's no reason to get on like this, but when people leave school at 17 years old, and they have nothing else because they're not qualified, which grammar school are they going to join? Huh?
I understand.
CPEP work, CPEP job, and all the crumbs of the society they are getting. Now here you're going to film about when all these people get killed, why they don't protest. When you protest when these people get killed, and they come play in the evening or in the night, what happened to you? Who's saving you then? The police? People are afraid to come forward and protest because these gang leaders have power. They have guns and they have money. People have to be careful what they say because that will chain up people to get the death.
True.
All the witness protection program has failed. The education system is part of that problem you're seeing out there right now. Okay? Where is the national service for these youths and them who come out of school at 17 and have that to do? This is the times when everything going wrong. What do you expect? These youths to come out and do something that makes sense? They will obviously go to the side that is giving trouble. The criminals and the bandits are very lucrative and they look good. So, this situation out there, so can shoot everybody in the foot. We're not promoting violence. No. We are
okay. Now, caller, before you hang up, if this incident did occur in let's say, on the southern part of Trinidad, do you think this protest would have been taking place?
This protest?
Yes.
No.
You
but
see?
we know why. I know why that is happening in the north of Trinidad. And look at the areas, look at the constituencies, all of this going on.
Thank you, my
Again,
friend.
where you-
Thank you, my friend. If this killing did take place in another part, the southern part of Trinidad, you wouldn't hear nothing about it. But because it is up in the east, and because it is in the west area, big bacchanal, why? 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 Somebody say why. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
It has so many different spectrums to this situation that is taking place presently. And I think it's very unfortunate that the government is trying to put
Politics involved. I understand
spin on
that.
it, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't think we should condone as law-abiding citizens anybody firing at our police.
True. True.
Right? The police have a very difficult job to do as it is. Right? And it is wrong. All the protests we have been seeing that want to copy from America, none of the citizens have been shooting at the police out there. Right? And quite honestly, I think there's a lot of copycat business taking place here.
Thank you, my friend. Like I said, if that killing did take place in another part of Trinidad, you would have never heard nothing. That would have hit the news, we would have talked about it, and we would have moved on. We would have moved on. Now, Port of Spain was locked down. Protesters were out in the streets. Police had a hard time. Out of all the videos that were circulating, how many of you saw the army? How many? Port of Spain was locked down. Traffic was being rediverted. Did anybody see the army? Were we keeping them for war? When? When will that war occur? Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yes, Mr. Said. I want to know, everything is to blame Kamala, but it's black people killing black people, their own killing their own. Why are they calling Kamala about?
Exactly. And on top of this now, they will say Black Lives Matter.
Yes, and they killing their own people.
And all are we a human being. What they don't understand is that all are we black. My hair is straight and I consider myself a black man because I was not born in Canada, neither the US, neither Europe. Where was the army? Big riot taking place. Port of Spain locked down. Businesses had to close up. Where was the army? What are you waiting on to bring out the army? The police had a hard time in managing the protesters, managing the large crowd. We clearly see that with videos circulating on social media. So where was the army? With something like this, you bring out the army. You bring them out. You deal with the problem before it escalates. I wonder if they're waiting for Port of Spain to burn down tomorrow, then bring out the army. Or you're waiting for stores to break open into and the businessman lose everything. Then the army go come out and clean up the streets. We're cleaning up on the street. Box? Bottles? In other countries, let me tell you something. In other countries, anytime you hear a protest taking place and you hear citizens firing against police, the army coming out, you know. They're coming out to take charge one time. Where's the army? Why Stuart Young didn't give the okay for the army to come out and clean up the streets? Your boy politically motivated. What politically motivated is this? This has nothing to do with politics. This is protesters protesting on the streets of a killing. Port of Spain locked down. Citizens shooting against police, police shooting against citizens, and the army sit down. In other parts of Trinidad now, they decide to protest. For who? John Doe. Who is John Doe? Well, I don't know. All we know, protests taking place in Tongue, and we decided to block the street in South. And that's it. So you don't wait for a city to burn down before you bring out the army. You bring them out and you deal with it. You clean up the streets. You see, when something like this happens, it prevents citizens from going to work. It prevents the hard-working citizens like myself and other citizens out in Trinidad and Tobago from going along their daily business. Let me tell you something. If I was advisor on the Security Council board, I telling you, the army done outside cleaning up, you know. Who get locked up, get locked up. Who get locked up while you get away? Because Trinidad too small to have this kind of madness going on. We too small. Me no business what they're saying in the Ministry of Ministry of Security. Bring out the army and clean up the streets. All they have the ability, all they have the power. Keep the citizens safe. How are you keeping the citizens safe? It clearly shows that on videos that the police had a hard time. So what you waiting for? A war? Which war? Which war? Other partner joined the army when we were younger. He joined the army, and the retirement age to retire. He retired, and a war still income. A war still income. Call a good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Look at that now. You go tell me citizens dragging a vehicle across the road? Huh? Call go right ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Saieed, I'm certainly sure the reason why this is going on is too much corruption going on in the country, sir.
This is not no, this is not about corruption. This is not about corruption. We're talking about maintaining law and order on the streets of Trinidad.
The country, this would not be going on, Mr. Ali.
This is not about corruption. Don't be like Mr. Stuart Young. Don't be like Mr. Stuart Young. Don't class corruption in this. Don't blame what is not there. I don't like that. I don't like that. You see, when you hear start to talk about something that's not relating to it, I don't like that. Maintain law and order. We have buses park up. We have trucks park up. Come out with the army. Joint patrol. Joint patrol. Joint patrol. I'm saying it for the third time. And just send them in the bus. Send them in the truck. Or you can't disrupt Trinidad like that. That's madness. I know plenty of people got vexed with me for tonight, but nevertheless, if that killing took place in another part of Trinidad, that protest would have never happened. Never. It's sad to know. It's sad to know that something like this happening. Minister of National Security, with the snap of a finger, he get info that somebody paying for riots. Well, if you get an info like that from your team, that somebody paying for that riot, well, then you're supposed to know if the officer them innocent or not. You're supposed to get an info with the snap of a finger also. You can't blame him for saying that, you know. It's what you said. It's what you said. So what will tomorrow bring now for Port of Spain? More protests? Stores open back as normal? What? How many business places counting lost tomorrow? How many? Well, I hope some of them have damage insurance and thing, looting insurance. So you see, viewers, out of all the killings that took place throughout the year, this one sparked individuals. This one. What was so special about this killing? What? Other killing take place throughout Trinidad and nothing. Plenty people get a rental assistance grant. Nobody are protesting. Plenty people get salary grant. Nobody are protesting. Food price going up. Look how expensive for the 3 months of COVID-19 affecting Trinidad and Tobago. Nobody protesting. Nobody. You see, this is the thing. We have to understand what we're protesting for and why. And when you have looting taking place and you're firing back at police, that is not protest. That is a violent act. In the US, they have protests by the thousands of people, and they just have peaceful protests sometimes. Peaceful protests sometimes. So viewers, before we close our show tonight, there's a rerun tomorrow at 11 a.m. and we'll be right back with you Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. for another live episode of Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Keep in mind we have a drive going on to raise money for the Rape Crisis Rehabilitation Center. Please contribute. This is a cause. This is a cause. So viewers, this is a beautiful landscape of the back of the building. Now, I do not wish rape on any individual in Trinidad, male or female, but it happens. It happens. And when it happens, we as citizens in Trinidad and Tobago must know how to deal with it, where to go to deal with it. Hence the reason why I came up with this idea to build a Rape Crisis Center in Trinidad. It will be the first of its kind in Trinidad, and let's do it together. Let's do it together. So viewers, as I say good night to you, like I said, tomorrow is a rerun at 11 a.m. and we'll be right back with you the following night for another episode of Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Be safe until we meet again. Good night.